Blech.
I haven't seen any angry. Okay. Who am I? Who am I? I am nobody. I'm just a guy who is a big fan of the Misfits. And I also am a filmmaker.
I'm gonna do it so annoying.
Please.
Hurry, little guy, what's your name? What's his name?
So, that's his name is Scallop.
Scallop? You didn't tell me you had his name.
Nice. Skrillex.
Scallop, you didn't tell me you had a scallop. I love scallops.
I think what I love about filmmaking so much is that it incorporates everything: music and photography and performance and art, like painting, decoration, building, construction.
Ouch. Whoa!
That's karma.
If that's karma, karma's been happening all day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, apparently this motherfucker.
Problem solving, entrepreneurial.
I like Frank's Pretty Woman a lot, because,
Thanks for you, it's really
man, when they just leave her in the fucking hallway at the end.
Being an entrepreneur, that's what I'll say. Entrepreneurial shit?
I'm still gonna pay you, but I don't want you banging other guys.
That's a great Danny DeVito.
Thank you, I do voices.
What the fuck? How the fuck do you say that word?
What other ones do you do? Entertain us.
Oh man,
This is more violent than the Hip Hop Awards.
no one ever does Marge. It's really hard to do that one.
Dude, keep talking like Marge Simpson.
That's like the one line I have. Yeah.
Okay, we are live. Hello. Today is the anniversary of Deep, Profound Setback. A year ago, this week, I filmed 20% of my second feature-length film, and it's leaving me feeling a little melancholy. I'm a little melancholy. I'm going to explain it to you guys. That's what I'll do. I'll explain it at show and tell time.
My knees are crying over you.
The fall of 2019, I'm getting ready, prepping all this stuff. Pre-production commences. The most immediate thing is shooting 18% of Wash Away. And it's funny, the process on one hand feels impossible, this impossible mountain to climb, but on the other hand, I don't know, I can kind of see how it's gonna work. I was scared to do it again because the first time I made a movie, it almost didn't come together. It was always like a Mount Everest to even make a feature-length film. Like, the idea seems so incredibly difficult to execute without a budget.
I haven't read the script in a long time, so it's really cooked, like really cooked. And I'll be able to get a lot of insight watching everybody read pages.
It started off as a thing called Sex Crime, and then that changed into Wash Away after a TSOL song that I really love.
It's fate.
I did probably 6 or 7 drafts, 8 drafts of this script. By screenwriting standards, this is not a lot of drafts, but for someone like me, it was a lot. I got it down to about 82 pages. I was really happy, thought it was tight, ready to rock and roll. I have, in a month, a fucking huge shoot coming up. One of the biggest of my life, in a way. Because even though it's a simple shoot, it is a shoot where I am wearing more hats than I have ever worn in my life. Is this my great downfall? Funny, I've shot a lot of micro-budget features, but I've only completed one. This is a very simplified version of a way more complicated story with way more projects that have bit the dust or that I had to walk away from. Shot a documentary about seminal hardcore punk band The Misfits. I shot a documentary about a horror punk band called Blitzkid.
So here I am outside of Marco's house in his backyard. I'm really fucking mad. I left my fucking job 2 months to go do this fucking thing. I just feel complete resentment right now. I was treated like a fucking asshole on this fucking tour. Everything I've done has been taken for granted. I'm just one fucking guy. And then it makes me think, dude, you can't do shit right. You're just a fucking waiter, man. You don't know what you're fucking doing. You pretend like you know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing.
I was a waiter for almost 10 years, and I have found that being a waiter has served me well in being a filmmaker, in that the skill that you learn being in the restaurant industry is you have to multitask in a high-pressure, time-sensitive environment, or else you're not going to get paid. Performing a lot of different tasks under pressure without losing my cool has translated very well in trying to multitask as a filmmaker, doing a lot of things at once.
I feel very discouraged. I feel like a failure. I'm feeling a lot of self-pity. But I survived, man. Every fucking day on this tour, man. I was just counting the fucking days. I didn't fucking break. This should be a moment of fucking triumph. Maybe I'll feel better after I've had some rest, because I've been overworked and underappreciated.
Just because a project is not going to work out doesn't mean that I have given up if I choose to walk away. Sometimes you hit a wall, there's no way around it, and you can't waste any more time and energy on whatever that thing is at that time.
I'd say I shot 5 movies and only 2 of them have come out.
I was feeling very angry and very pent up that I couldn't write. It's like I couldn't get anything out creatively, and it was making me, because I like to think of myself as a writer, but yet why couldn't I write anything? And you know what? I finally was able to do that, man. I've just been sitting in Barnes & Noble, I get myself a coffee, and I sit and I write.
You know, I eventually did climb what I thought at the time was Mount Everest.
Uncle Elmo, have you ever been in love?
I guess a micro-budget film is usually made for a very small amount of money, below $10,000. I think it's kind of subjective, though.
The way I make movies is very small, and it's just me and another dude and some actors or an actor, run and gun filmmaking.
But I also think it's a mentality. It's a mentality that surrounds resourcefulness. You're telling a story that could only be told in a micro-budget way because it's the only story you would ever try to tell, because you're using the resources that you have, which I think allows for really original ideas, things that may not be so conventional.
We all want to do this because we believe we're creative, and limitations make you creative, right?
You may use an object or a prop or a location or a situation that you would never think to use because you have money. Be like, oh no, I'm gonna do the next Star Wars because I have all this money, I can buy all these sets. And it's all because, you know, it came from this genuine place to tell an original, fresh, unique story.
And here's like the scariest part, and I don't know if this extends to other forms of art. Again, I can only speak from my experience. There was a sense of urgency to complete this feature-length film. This first one, called Romeo's Distress, was like popping my cherry.
It was an 18-month production period, on and off.
I wanted to join the Feature Filmmaker Club, and if I didn't complete this feature film, it would have been the end of the world for me.
When I was making my first film, I was a waiter, and when things weren't working out, my immediate thought was, if you don't finish this movie, then you're nothing but a waiter.
I wouldn't have literally died, but inside, I would have died.
I can't let this day job define me and what I do. So like, I have to do it.
There were several times when I was making that movie, I had to make decisions where, do I want to have a movie or do I want to have nothing?
Mike is basically a Swiss Army knife. He will be operating camera tonight as I will be making my acting debut.
And I always picked, I want to have a movie. And it's a bittersweet decision because on one hand, the movie exists, it's here, it's real. But on the other hand, it's flawed. It's not that exact vision you had in your head. They're a different kind of child, but they are children to me. And it's harder to love them when they're really imperfect, but you still love them because they came from you.
And that is a fucking wrap on production.
And it's part of the reality of not having money and trying to make art. You have to compromise. If you don't compromise, you might wind up with nothing.
And I just want to say that if you're trying to make a film, you only fail if you give up.
Well, this is really heavy. Like, no, like it's really heavy. Like you can tell A lot went into the making of this award because it's got a heft, and I like that. Sorry. I came here solo, and I've made so many new friends. Seriously.
Awesome. All right, I talked enough. Thank you.
And I'm a little scared now because now I'm ready to do it again.
Finishing a feature, you get a little bit of hindsight behind you. You forget all the stuff that drove you nuts, and like I'm starting to feel some of that stuff again.
You finish your first film and you're like, oh my God, what a daunting thing. And then you think, oh my God, I'm going to do this all over again. Because, you know, if you want to make movies, some people don't want to do it again. Some people make a movie and they're very happy with their movie. And they say, this is my movie. I've made my movie. I'm done. That's it. I'm good. I made one movie. Or I made a movie and I don't have it in me to do another one. There's no way I can do it. On to the next thing.
The day that we eventually do shoot, we will, know what we are getting into.
You must just seize the day. Carpe diem.
Carpe diem.
No, scream it. Carpe diem.
There's two ways to shoot a film. You could shoot a film consecutively in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or however long, or you can do the weekend warrior thing that many first-time filmmakers do. You shoot a weekend and then you wait. We're going to block it off for weekends. I was working 40 hours a week at a desk job that I absolutely hated with a passion. So wanted to jump out of my skin in this job. And yet at the same time, this job was affording me the funds that I needed to make this second film. Something nefarious is going down. Homer and Marge
are going to lunch today by themselves. I know that when I go to lunch with Homer by myself, it's usually to talk about some sneaky down low shit, which has me raising red flags as to what's going on. In my 3 years at this job, I've never seen
Homer and Marge
go out to eat. She knows something.
Marge
knows lots of things that she doesn't tell us, or she doesn't tell me. So she kind of plays both sides. Kind of bothers me about
Marge
that she does that sort of thing. I immediately think that maybe I'm getting fired, and
Marge
knows something and wants to talk to
Homer
about that. And then at the same time, I smile in my head and I go, sweet release. Meaning oh my God, sweet release from this job that is the worst kind of job ever, worse than P.F. Chang's. It's the kind of job where you can languish in complacency, stunted developmentally. It's easy to get by doing the least amount. You're physically lethargic all day. You can sit and stew like a canned sardine in your chair. And yet at the same time, I need this job so badly. I'll never leave this job unless I'm pushed off a cliff or fired, which is a terrible thing to think, but it's kind of true. And that's the part of the problem with the complacency part.
Marge.
Which is so fucking typical.
Marge.
She's like, oh, it's nothing crazy or bad or anything. That has definitely left some paranoia in my mind. I've requested off Friday and Monday for final prep and breakdown to restore the house for Enav. That'll be on Monday. The worst case scenario is we don't make our day. It might be super fucking easy. I might be severely underestimating myself and overestimating the stretch that I'm trying to close. One thing I cannot do is I cannot underestimate it. And so the fear that I have, the anxiety is unpleasant and uncomfortable. The fear is a very healthy one. It's a healthy fear to have. This is the closest I'm getting to the humility that I need. I need this humility to be like, maybe you can't do this. Which leads me to go, well, I'm going to try my goddamn best to.
Every time I encounter a challenge in my life and I'm trying to scale the mountain that I look at as this challenge, when you're in the middle of climbing the mountain, you can't envision what the top could look like. And this is kind of a metaphor for life. You reach the summit of your Mount Everest and you look down at the view and you go, cool, I climbed this mountain. It feels so good. And what happens always is you turn around and right behind you is another mountain, infinitely more high than the previous mountain. And you kind of gulp and you go, okay, well, time to climb the next mountain. And that's kind of like what life is. If you turn around and there's not another mountain for you to climb, you're either the most accomplished person in the world and good for you, or you're dead. Part of living life is being met with a new challenge or objective and going out there and trying to accomplish it.
I feel alive. I feel in my element. I feel like doing what I do, man. This is what I fucking do. It's like this thing that doesn't make any money and is ultra useless, but that's what I do.
Hold this real quick, Matt. Yeah, the thought process here is that, I've only shot one movie and I shot it in camera black and white.
Because I don't really know how to light for color, I'm just making all the colors really extreme because that's easy. When you don't know what you're doing, just make everything blue. Just go Suspiria. I'm not a big fan of the original.
A lot of people like 2.
2 is so much better. First of all, you have a masked vigilante rider called the Cool Rider. He's a fucking man. Cool. I did some yoga this morning, like first thing when I woke up. Just to like calm my nerves and just to like stretch my body.
I felt like I was in Night of the Living Dead because I was just boarding up windows.
If you have the time, you should do yoga before you friggin' like shoot a movie.
We could really control all the lighting. We could shoot any scene at any time and not worry about what was going on outside.
This is Uncle Moo. Uncle Moo will take you to the moon. Fuck, I did it backwards. God damn. All right, you know what? Fuck it, doesn't matter. We're not gonna see the back. How's that looking? Can't see you the way I wish we could see you more. All right, cheat it out a little bit. Yeah.
I'm so afraid of failing, especially because I'm putting so much on my fucking own back.
I have to wear as many hats as I can, and that's part of the problem is that I'm a human being.
Okay, are we ready to try this? Let's do it. All right, man, let's go for it. Good luck.
What it comes down to is not really having a choice.
I have this guy, Matt, who's the manager at the Alamo. He's helping me. He's gonna be my backup guy.
This is the approach that I took when I was learning how to do all this stuff. I wanted to be a jack of all trades, master of none, because that way I knew that I could be a part of every single process, whether there was somebody there or not.
We're gonna have to use the second can. Do we have any more whipped cream scenes? I didn't even think about that. Cut. Let's redo it one more time. Sorry, this is the problem with doing long takes is that when you do a long take, everything needs to look perfect because there's no cut. Because the philosophy is, even if you have the most committed people in the world,
if you are the writer, director, producer, nobody is going to care about this film as much as you do, no matter how much you pay them or whether they're there working for free. You can't get tired and rest on the sidelines. You need to be up and involved in whatever needs to be done. So the more you know how to do said thing, the more likely it is that you're going to be successful in your endeavor.
And that's a double-edged sword. I learned a very valuable lesson about that.
Oh, you have to fucking hit record first. That would
Because if you're doing too much and you overload yourself and you're wearing too many hats, you're also gonna explode. It's like this weird thing.
We got that take. I just need to Fuck, this was in the fucking frame.
I'm trying to take every precaution that I can.
Suck a monkey. Ah!
It's in the frame.
That's what you get for shooting with a wide lens. Ha ha ha. Let's do that again.
If I don't wear all the hats, then nothing's ever gonna get done.
What scene is this called?
29?
29.
Yeah, it's
Scene
29.
If I wear too many hats, it's gonna all fall apart. It's gonna all look like crap.
If that's 10, take it down to an 8. Reset, I fucked up.
If the shoot explodes in my face, it will all be my fault. I will have nobody to blame but me. Because I made the decisions. I chose to shoot in this way, and I may fuck myself in the process.
Okay, that's rolling. One more time, lift it up, and then rub it with your thumb.
Yeah. Okay.
And action. Sorry, I was off axis. And action.
There's a saying, good, fast, and cheap. You can only have 2 out of the 3 if you don't have money.
The flip side of it is like, if I don't fuck myself, if I succeed, depending on the story I'm telling, I can really minimize my crew needs, which will allow me to tell stories on this incredibly small level. Just like the fear, the PTSD of not wanting to deal with coordinating schedules and the anxiety of will this person show up, will this person not show up? And at the end of the day, it does fall on me, but I know that I'm gonna show up. And one day there will come a time where I can afford to really pay people and expect them to show up. But in the meantime, this is just the way that it has to be.
This is your Frank Booth gun. Because I'm going to add a sound effect. So I want to see, it locks in. Do some sort of twisty action. Just get familiar with it.
If you have something that's good and fast, it's probably not going to be cheap. It's going to cost you money. If you have something that's fast and good, if you have something that's fast and good,
but use one of these ones because it faces the right way.
Good and cheap.
So then that shows us that it's called. Let me see a little bit more of the dial facing the, like that. Action. Oh,
fucking shutter speed, you fuck. Every once in a while on set, there's some little improvisational energy magic that occurs, and that is always good, fast, and cheap. Sometimes it just happens. It's beautiful when it does, when synergy occurs.
You want me to look in the camera?
No, not in the camera.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, like yeah, look right there. Right here.
Oh, damn.
Right here. Look right there. Yeah, there you go. I know, right? I fucking hate sightlines. It kills me.
Pinky toes might as well be pennies.
Just pennies?
They're widely in circulation and yet utterly, utterly useless.
Oh, come on. All right, then give it a beat. Okay, give it a beat, give it a beat, give it a beat. Give it a beat like you're still watching, and then you turn to her and go, can I tell you something? And then you can tell me anything you want. This setup ends with Diana saying, sometimes it's really easy to want cards like these, blah, blah, blah. Do you know who I feel like? And then I'm gonna do a thing where it crossfades.
Wait, how do you guys know each other?
A Facebook group. Yeah, because we both listen to the same horror podcast.
I was talking to Roland yesterday, and we were talking about, like, you know, getting a new job and all that, and I made a proclamation to him. Okay, it's great. Here is my proclamation. God willing, I finish this fucking movie. It's in the can. I'm gonna leave Donut Factory. Not gonna leave Factory without getting another job first. Make sure I have another job.
You need more makeup because it's so light, you have no shadows on you. We need more cocoa powder, mostly on your lips. Just take it, overcompensate.
And it just like hit me when I was talking to him, like, this is awesome. This is what it is. This is what it's supposed to be. This is the next move.
And I'm gonna turn with you. So I'm probably gonna end right here. Let's turn this light on. Give me all your blue, Mr. Blue. Maybe you come down the stairs. That's what I want.
This was like, you're just hanging off the edge of a cliff, staring into the dark abyss, not knowing what comes next, or not being able to see the footing or visualize what should come next. And instantly in that moment when I was talking to him, just talking about like the dead end nature of jobs and futility of life and bosses and shit and crap and piss and blood and cum. And I just said, no, that's the answer. Like, you can't leave now. You're trying to make a movie, you're trying to do all these things, but you sure as shit, when you're done with this movie, that will be the time to crack open the shell and go elsewhere, to leave.
You know those Greek statues that are really expressive, plus the crow, plus dance, plus ballet, plus the, you know, just all those things at once, and it may not look good, and we may have to just go for something completely different, but just, that's your starting point.
And that felt so good to come to that conclusion. Now, it's very possible they just might not renew my contract, or they might fire me before that happens.
And action.
It would be a sweet release in the sense of, like, I'm finally gone from there. I was speaking to Adam before I spoke to Roland, and he goes, ah, yes, the golden handcuffs. That's what they are. And it doesn't feel good. It's like I'm dead during the week and then I'm alive on the weekends. I hate that shit. I hate even thinking like that. I think I'm gonna eat pizza when I get to work, if there is any. I'm just gonna have breakfast pizza. I had pizza last night.
Fuck yeah, that was cool.
Final fucking take. It's always the final take. There we go. That's where that ee frame should be. Yeah, you could stare right into the camera too. Yeah. Go for it. 1, please. Do it again. One right. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. No, too soon. I'll give you the hint. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Slap. Okay, too slow. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Reset. Hold on, let me get you a spittoon. Hold on. Okay, sorry, we gotta do it again.
We do need to have drinks over here.
3, 2, 1.
I fucked up, right foot.
3, 2, 2.
I fucked up.
1, 2, 1.
I fucked up.
3, 2.
Fuck! I'm so sorry, guys. This sucks. You're building. You start with a text message. You got the eye roll, great, loved it. Then you're gonna turn, whisper a little bit louder, nudge, and nudge again, okay?
Okay.
That's Casper the Friendly Ghost with Nicolas Cage's head.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like a naked guy.
I was like, what is there? A naked guy.
I just want to go naked.
This is the final fucking thing. We're gonna do this, people. And reset. Give me one more exactly like that. I love it.
Good job, buddy.
You saw that?
As soon as you guys started, as soon as you guys started, I felt it.
You're a hero, Matt, because that was a keeper take.
Oh, God.
You saved the take. You're a hero of the Federation.
I am.
This is supposed to be the finale of the film. He gouges out his eyeball with a spoon. God, this was such a great gag.
Great big gobs of greasy, grimy gopher guts, mutilated monkey meat, little dirty birdie feed, French fried eyeballs rolling up and down the street.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. We actually did it. We got through the entire shooting block.
20% of the movie in 2 days.
18, maybe 17. All the scenes that take place in Stanley's apartment, for rich or for poor, they are shot.
What a burst of energy out of the gate.
Just felt like Battle for the Dawn, man. Just like going in, no idea if you're gonna live or die. You just know that you gotta fight.
Kicking ass today. Ha.
Like your life is depending on it.
It was an overwhelming success for everything that we set out to do.
I cut one scene, I wanna say 90% for story, 10% for time.
I think we even finished earlier than we intended.
But at the end of the day, I felt a deep moment of catharsis. And suddenly I was overcome with this swelling of emotion. But it wasn't anger. It was anger, but it was also pride. It was like, yeah, I did it! Like, I think I said, nothing's gonna stop me or something. It just came out of me, like primal. All right, we'll talk more about that moment later. I can't do it now. Love you, bye. There's a lot of work to be done that doesn't involve shooting. But to get ready for eventually the next shoot when hopefully, I hope this all calms down or this all sort of blows over. You never know with these things.
So here's what happens. We're getting ready to shoot. We decide the first shooting weekend is going to be March 7th and March 8th of 2020. I'm sure you understand the significance of that.
Social media churns things into a frenzy, and then all of a sudden, it's the next thing. Everything dies back down. You know, what was it the week before? Oh, it was the Australian fires, and before that, it was the Super Bowl, and before that, Kobe Bryant died. It's like, you know.
Just in the way we live in like a pre-9/11 world and a post-9/11 world.
Who knows with this corona plague going on? It's crazy. Everybody's crazy. I plan to just wear rubber gloves and put on a mask. I'm avoiding talking about this subject.
There's pre-2020 world and then there's post-2020 world.
But this is a little bit different because this is a pandemic handled by an inept government. It's just not gonna go away so quickly. It will be remembered. It is its own Hurricane Katrina, as they are now saying it is.
Little did we know that we were starting production right before the entire world was going to stop moving completely.
Tumultuous time, man.
You all know what happened. We all just sat and waited.
Thank God we shot in that weekend that we shot, because if we shot any later, the shoot would have been canceled, and I would have been devastated.
It's midnight, Noah's first birthday. You know, I was decorated the crap out of this place. We've been stuck in the house for 3.5 weeks because of the COVID-19 virus that has pandemic that has swept the country, and I've been really bad about doing video journals. I've left the house 3 times in 3 weeks. I've been broadcasting Facebook Live a lot from the Misfits page and from my page, doing various different broadcasts. I've been sort of dissecting the Misfits on Facebook.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I figured it was good to do 10 a.m. Just so I wasn't competing with other people's internet browsing later in the day, since we're all sequestered for the most part. Oh, fucking hell.
I started doing this that I'm still doing right now, talking to the internet with you guys, right?
Hi, everybody. Welcome.
I guess I'll start at the beginning. So 12 years ago, I was working on a documentary for a friend in Chicago.
Washaway has taken a backseat for a while. And the last 2 days I've eaten sugar for like the first time this year. Like really, like just gone to town. And it's like bad. You know, put a plug in the cork, but that's hard. It's been really nice to be in the house with the family. There's been a lot of strain in the sense of trying to take care of 2 kids while Inav and I remote log into work and Jordan remote logs into school and doing everything from home. It's just so hard. We don't know how long we're gonna be in the house for. We don't know how long this is gonna last. I keep thinking in my head that as long as people have their social media, their Wi-Fi, their electricity, their internet, as long as the trucks keep running and delivering food to the supermarkets, and as long as people stay in their homes, that this thing will see itself through. And if they don't, we're gonna be fucked. A lot of people are dying. Trump's a madman, like a fuckhead, the biggest fuckhead that ever lived. And her little girl is one and she has to spend it inside. We can't do a real birthday party for her, which kind of sucks. But it'll be okay. That's life in 5 minutes. How about that?
And then the world shut down even more and things went the way that they did, as we all know.
Man, when was the last time we spoke, huh?
We thought that we just had to, stay inside for 2 weeks and that everything was going to blow over and we could go, wow, remember that? That was nuts. And it just got crazier and crazier and crazier.
The ideology civil war that has been slowly brewing over the last 15 to 20 years is really coming to a new head. A lot of interaction has completely transitioned to Zoom. 20 million people unemployed. I'm very lucky to still have my job. Work has gotten really bad, by the way, like really bad. I'm dealing with a lot of fear-based paranoia. I'm afraid I'm gonna lose my job, like I always. The place is a mess. I need to get out of there, man. That's the answer. The answer is to leave, but I can't leave yet. And I've really not left the house, man. And I've been very content. There's just so much stuff to do. I've been very prolific. I shot a short film. So I've done 3. I'm on my 4th podcast. I don't know what will be with Wash Away. So I'm grateful that I have the footage that I have, but I also don't know how I'm ever going to complete this movie. When I define myself by my success in my filmmaking endeavors, my self-esteem is in jeopardy and I'm super fearful because if I don't do what I set out to do, then I feel like a failure. But when I don't define myself simply by my filmmaking endeavors, I'm good.
So we're waiting to gear back up. I'm going to make this movie. Remember, low-level micro-budget film. I'm in uncharted territory right here. I don't know where the hell I am. I'm walking through the woods like Dante, and I feel like I'm about to bump into Virgil. It's going to take me down. Except maybe it's a journey into the soul and not into actual hell. Maybe that's what hell really is. The 9 layers of hell, it's just nothing more than a journey deep down into your innermost being, your soul, all the fucked up shit that you think about. Stuff that you never leave your mind. And as you descend slowly through the different circles, you become more honest with yourself. You get to the center and you encounter Lucifer, who's frozen in a lake of ice, and he's nothing more than a mirror of who you really truly are. And to you, it's satanic, it looks like Satan. And it's not that at all. Satan's not evil, he just is. It's just your ego. It's all of the thoughts that are unchained by morality or awareness, just pure thought, no matter how terrible it might be. And the lower you can get, the more honest you are. And it's just about how much do you really want to confront? And I guess that's what the term private hell means. Everybody's hell is different. Film sets are the first sort of businesses that were trying to figure out the workarounds for the new situation. Pods and 14-day checks and isolation and stuff and bubbles. That's what it was, not pods.
Microbudget and COVID don't mix very well.
Where you're being safe, where you're doing the right thing, and your budget is increasing by 20 to 30%.
If you have no money, then it's very hard to be COVID compliant.
Like, what are we supposed to do? How are we? I don't know anything about PPP.
Especially if you started telling your story before the COVID pandemic.
Or whatever. I don't know anything about how to take temperatures and stuff, yada, yada, yada. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I called my lead. I'm like, hey, how do you feel about filming? If we'll take precautions, but where are you right now in all this? I mean, I want to be cautious. I'm just thinking about the film. And he told me in no uncertain words, and listen, I understand there's no sour grapes about what he said to me. I'm not doing anything until there's a vaccine. People were dropping like flies, man. And it was a scary time. The idea that there could be a vaccine seemed so far away, so impossible. And then my lead actress, she got pregnant. I was legitimately, ecstatically happy for her. And what I'm telling you, I actually just recently told her as well. I was like happy, but at the same time, in my back of my mind, I'm going, oh my God, how are we going to do this movie if she's like pregnant? Like, that's not going to work. What am I going to do? Oh, and I forgot to mention.
Your video's not up.
Yeah, my video camera is broken.
So I wanted to touch base with you. I hope you had some good family time. There's no easy way to say this, but at this point, we are not going to extend an additional offer to you. Through the end of June, and then we will no longer have you working with us. So, but officially today, I mean, your end day will be actually today.
I feel blindsided to be let go now. The fish does not rot at the tail. The fish rots at the head. Listen, if this is the way it's going to go down, fine. Just out of curiosity, is there any kind of severance or anything, or I'm just being let go?
You'll be paid. So you'll be paid through the end of the month. At that point, I will send you documents if you want to choose to go on Cobra.
Wow, this is so upsetting. You know, if you had told me that I was being fired, I would not have taken my vacation time because I need that money. We wanted to send Jordan to summer camp. I would have cashed out my thing per the handbook. Wow, that is unbelievable. I can't believe you let me go on vacation without saying, Jeff, you're going to be let go. I spent my entire vacation time hanging out, not even looking for a job. And then the first thing, 9 a.m., you fire me like this? The fact that you CC'd me on an email with all the other employees talking about contract agreements. Why would you let me think that I was coming back next year? I respectfully am interjecting here for 1 second because you know what? If I don't say the stuff that's in my heart and in my chest, I'm gonna regret it forever. There's no humanity in the way that this ended. Let's think about ourselves, self-serving. You punch down, and I'm not the only one you punch down. Nobody respects you.
Don't pour it on such an angry note. Honestly, and I'm sorry that it hurts. I know that it hurts, and it'll take time for you to recover, but you will pick up yourself and look for another job and work through this. And I hope, honestly, that you take the good that you learned.
It's easy for you to say that because you're not the one losing your job right now.
And that you take the good of it and just move forward. I know it's difficult, and I know you're thinking of your family and all, and you just have to move on from here.
There is an incredible amount of toxicity in this office. It is a terrible environment to work in. To be honest, I'm a bit relieved that I don't have to go back there.
Yeah. Because you're
Enough. No, not enough. All I do is keep my mouth shut. You know why? Because I need this job, because I have a family to support. I have a mortgage, all sorts of bills. I have a daughter who is 1 and I have a son who is 4. I know I'm never gonna get a recommendation from you, not that I would even want one. So I'm speaking my mind because you know what? Everybody's too afraid to speak up. Everybody's afraid of retaliation. The whole thing was ridiculous. It's over now. You didn't have the courage to be able to tell me to my face and let me know that I wasn't coming back. Shame on you. Shame on you. I will learn from this. Truly, I will learn from my mistakes. You wish me graceful unemployment. Thank you. I'm leaving. Bye. Beautiful day. Look at the view. It's nice. Unemployed, no job prospects yet. I haven't really applied for much. I applied for 1 job. I've been on unemployment. That's good. It's polite to cover your mouth when you're around other people now. That's like the new thing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just struck with immense gratitude in this moment. I just hopped in the car with Dad. We drove 2,000 miles. It was just an impulsive move. Remember how I said if I didn't complete that first film, I would have died?
Now I'm in a position where I can't execute my original vision. And that's not to say I'm not willing to compromise, but I compromised on Romeo, and Romeo was a flawed film as a result.
We already established James with the shovel. It's so weird to have the gravedigger. The gravedigger has magically dug the grave. But now I had completed a film, and for some reason, I can't tell you why, but I just didn't care as much at that time, in that moment. Like all of these things, I just sort of accepted that this was all beyond my control. There's so much happening in the world, and I was just able to sort of detach. My movie, Wash Away, is probably not gonna happen, or it's not gonna happen the way I intended it, and I have to let it go, and I think I can. It didn't die with a bang, it died with a whimper. Softly, quietly, died, crawled off
to some darkened corner of the closet, buried under some clothing, taking its last breaths, never to be seen again. And that was it. And I didn't talk about it. I just sort of swallowed it and I internalized it. I did possibly the healthiest thing that I could have done at the time. I didn't dwell on it. I focused on the things that I could do. And the thing that I could do was be on YouTube. Like, I'm not losing any sleep over it. I'm not worrying about it. That's what it is. There was no way around the wall.
I failed at making my feature-length film. It's not failure. I had a super duper big monkey wrench thrown at my feature. And you know what the biggest lesson to learn from all that is?
I have faith in the intangible. How does this footage fit somewhere else? What can I do with it
that makes sense based on the situation?
I'm trying to channel my inner Roger Corman.
And I sadly let go of the dream of making this movie. Let go or be dragged. Surf on the positive or get dragged by the negative. How about that? That's good. I like that.
If all Washaway is just an exercise in feature-length filmmaking, I'm okay with that.
Even though I have no job and I have no prospects, I just feel like the world is like opening up to me in some way. And so I poured myself into YouTube. I'm getting attention a little bit. Like, people are starting to respond. I'm like starting to make all these internet friends, and
I'm thinking in my head, somehow, some way that I can get to a place where maybe I don't ever have to go back to a 9-to-5 job if I can make this work for me. And I know it's not a reality.
I'm on the verge of something. I don't know what it is. It's just an intuition.
No prospects, no idea what I'm gonna do.
Doesn't mean anything. I could be totally wrong.
I was not expecting to be where I am right now at 35.
But I just feel it. I feel it in my gut. Something. I gotta stay open.
It's weird. It's like, it's bleak, but at the same time, it's wonderful. I'm spending so much time with my children.
Oh my goodness, it's a werewolf. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's just Jordan. Oh, a fork in the road. Isn't this what happened to Dante when he encountered Virgil? At some point, I'll figure things out, but like, I guess this is just not in the cards right now. So we have a groundhog in our garden. I've set a trap. He's gonna step on the plate and get trapped in here, and then I'm gonna walk him over into the woods, and he will be free to go. Got ourselves a groundhog, motherfuckers. Hello. Really don't want to get sprayed by a skunk? Just kill him. Hi. So the post-mortem here is it's actually really easy to release a skunk.
You don't feel comfortable going to barbers yet?
No. Look at this motherfucker. Hey, you wanna mess with me? I'm gonna mess with you. Ah, shit. Yeah. Get out. Get out. Son of a bitch. That's good. That's good. All right, now light her up. If it bleeds, we can kill it. There you go. Well, it looks like our little friend definitely came out and ate the cantaloupe, or something ate the cantaloupe. So whatever we're dealing with, they are smart. It's time for plan B. Oh! All right, little friend. We're gonna let you out somehow. Leave! Leave! Go! Get out! Ah! Boy, you smell bad. These battles, they never, ever end.
A lot of things don't make sense anymore that they once did. Like the laws of physics in life. I'm not working for the weekend.
I'm sitting here eating tortilla chips and junk food, watching a show, taking a break from editing.
Doing lots of little projects, getting involved with little things.
I did a music video. I'm doing another short film project. I might do another one in December if I can get my act together. And I've done hours and hours and hours of video podcasts.
There's such a wonderful aspect to the instant gratification that comes from streaming, podcasting, you know, doing a live show, because it just, you get that rush, that connection immediately. It's not an artistic statement, which you have to wait 2 years to put your stamp on and then release it into the world and hope that you have some modicum of success. Like, I literally could be doing this every day, and I do.
This is my new persona now. I'm a podcaster. That's what I do, a podcast. I talk all day. I've never been so prolific in my life.
It's such a part of me now. It's another aspect of being a storyteller or a talker or whatever the hell this is.
So I'm getting paid, finally getting paid through YouTube.
Somebody I had on my podcast, the guitarist for the Cro-Mags, he said something, talked about something called chaos magic. And I love this idea. You go in full force, you sort of like toss and turn in the chaos as you find the magic of the situation and make it work to your advantage.
I've never felt
better about myself doing this YouTube content. It's hard work, but it doesn't even feel like work.
It's my birthday. Hey. I'm doing my first 72-hour film challenge, which should be fun. We have a butthole taped to a beer bong. It's made out of a skull. Reverse enema.
Can you find a zip tie just to make it as tight as possible?
Like a tiger. We don't want the anus to fly off the tube.
I thought you were about to say, as the saying goes. I'm like, what fucking saying?
As the saying goes, exactly. It's gonna be a very hard shot to pull off. The brown eye is winking right at me. Get your asshole lined up. Oh, we're getting some leakage. Squirt me, baby. All right, ready, and.
You wanna do one more?
That was better than sex. Listen, after you squirt the water, get your vape pen ready and blow the smoke in the same shot, and we'll have them sizzle like chicken.
Of course. Yeah.
Tristan is gonna learn what it's like in the Blue movie. Mr. Skeleton, how was it?
It was shit, and they didn't pay me anything.
You guys getting paid for this?
See, that's the life it should have been.
Well, it is what it is. It's okay, it's just hair, sweetie. 5 minutes till New Year's, man. We'll go 2021 together, right? People are starting to get vaccinated now, but who knows, man? Go figure. Happy New Year. Fuck you, 2020. You're over. There we go. Got a feeling 21 is gonna be a good year. Especially if you and me can see it in together. There literally is nothing worse than driving around with no destination concretely in mind. Here comes the choo-choo train. Hey. Really sad right now. Nana let go. She passed away.
What's so funny? It's just your grandson feeding you baby food.
I was just crying. You just feel tired. We talk about dying, her dying from time to time.
You eat it.
Yeah, I'll eat some. Don't worry, I'll eat some. Oh, shit.
She's constantly asking to die.
I'm tired. I don't want to go to sleep.
She finally let go of the shell. She was not happy for a long time. She goes, take me. Take me, please, that sort of thing.
How about try some and then spit it out, though?
Literally?
Yeah, just like gently.
Sometimes joking, sometimes serious. A lot of the time serious. It's her last year she had to spend with COVID,
Now with no stutter.
Okay.
Just carpe diem.
Okay.
And give it to me like the way you did it before.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Carpe diem. Carpe diem.
She hated being confined to her room. It was like a prison. Do you think you're just detaching from the material world and you just want to go somewhere else?
Well, I certainly am detaching. What the hell do I need? Do I need a new gown to go dancing?
Well, I guess the thing that I'm most sad about is the finality of it. And that me, as I know myself,
Take a taste of
I will.
As a human being, Jeff Frumess, I will never talk to Nana again. She may visit me in my dreams, which I'd be so lucky. Will you come visit me in my dreams?
I'll try.
But I'll never actually get to talk to her in a corporal sense ever again. What are you thinking about, Nana?
You know what happens sometimes? I close my eyes when I open them up. I think somebody is coming through the door.
Really?
And it's somebody that I know, but there's nobody coming.
No, I want you to taste those.
I will, I promise.
Do I need more lipstick?
Last time I spoke to her, I said, tell me what your father used to say about the watermelons for sale. Can you tell me about the watermelons for sale?
He used to sing out the window, watermelons for sale. I've got them, you can have them, watermelons for sale.
3 spoonfuls of those disgusting baby carrots.
And a good director never puts their actor through something that they won't do themselves. So
Here's to you.
She was over it, man. She was over it when we were talking. I get it.
Done.
You're done.
Four? That's enough. He's eating the whole thing.
Oh, you like it?
Life is short, man. There's no time. You got to do things while you can.
And then the 1-year anniversary approached. The only thing that lingered was the pain.
I was standing in the shower feeling terrible once again, as I have for the last year. A deep scar over my heart.
It started off as a dull ache inside of my heart, and I couldn't quite put a finger on it, but I knew that I wasn't feeling good about everything that had happened. And no matter how much I tried to move on, it just kept eating at me. And I had the footage.
Having that footage sitting on a hard drive and knowing that it won't be a feature, just, I could not accept that as a reality.
I loved the way the footage came out.
And every time that someone has either asked me about it or that I feel that I have to bring it up and talk about it, it hurts.
And I just kept thinking in my head, I got to do something. I'll make a short. But that wasn't enough. That wasn't right. No, it wasn't a short. It was a film. And it just sat with me. It sat with me and it sat with me. And I thought in my head, well, it's always going to hurt. But until I make another movie, I don't think I'm going to get the closure. I decided to talk about it.
it's kind of painful to even look at these stills right now, but I'm doing it. This is kind of a therapy for me as I warm up here before the show begins. If I don't talk about this now, then I'm not going to be able to have a good time. I'm telling you how I genuinely feel right now in this moment as I mourn.
In order to make myself feel better,
I'm making a promise to myself. Hang in there, man. You're not going to give up. You're going to fucking figure this out. You're going to keep going.
What Kevin Smith, his internal monologue, and I love what he says, I love who I am when I'm doing this stuff.
I never liked who I was in my day job. I'm dead inside when I'm working a day job. I hate that shit.
This is who I am. This is me.
I feel like I'm in my element. It comes to me naturally. I just intuitively know what to do.
And I honestly looked inside. I've looked inside many times. No matter how stressful it gets, no matter how chaotic it gets, I look inside and I go, yeah, this is me.
Why does a candle maker make a candle? Because he can.
The thing that I'm on, my little journey, is inspired by so many that came before me. One of the big ones is Kevin Smith, man. That dude's kind of like a spiritual father to me.
I don't think I would be, trying to make movies if it wasn't for that dude.
His punk rock attitude towards going out there and making a movie breathed such life into me and such purpose at such a young age.
Show me that you can be a guy going nowhere and have a dream. And for me, that was sitting in my parents' living room watching The Snowball Effect, the documentary about the making of Clerks, and just realizing like, whoa, that's what I'll do. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make movies. That's what I'll do. I'm gonna become a filmmaker. I just decided it. There was this profound effect.
I'm not unique, man. Any fucking indie filmmaker is going to tell you the same. Oh, yeah. We all read Rebel Without a Crew, which is Robert Rodriguez's diary as he's making a $7,000 movie in 1992. It's like a legendary thing. One of the original micro-budget filmmakers. So was Kevin Smith. The tragedy is that whatever I'm doing is not commercial or viable in a way or high profile in a way where it's my full-time job. And that leads to the job thing. Your job does not define who you are. The job that brings you money. For some people it does, and for some people they love what they do that brings them money. But there's a lot of us out there, myself included, we do things for money that we don't want to do. We do them because We want to live a certain way. We do them because we have family members that depend on us. We do them because they fund the things that fuel us and drive us. It's a sacrifice that one makes in order to do the thing that they love, but it has a way of just burning a hole in your soul. Like it just kind of destroys you bit by bit, strips you away. And then what happens is you go off and you do that thing, that art thing, whatever it is.
Maybe it's ego, maybe it's will, I don't know what it is, but you are literally pulling thoughts.
Manifesting the things that are inside of your head, trying to bring them out in a coherent way that an audience can understand. And usually it contains pieces of your heart and soul when you do it. You do the thing that fulfills you and that you love, and suddenly all is right with the world. And one fuels the other. The money that you make from the job fuels that thing that you do, and that thing that you do motivates you to go out and make more money because of the tragic nature or reality that you can't make money doing the thing that you love doing.
And that is a rewarding feeling. That is a euphoria in and of itself to think, can I do this? And then when you can and when you do, it's a self-esteem booster. It's a validation of me trying to express myself.
And what you have to do, and this is like the advice that you hear from guys like Kevin Smith or even Robert Rodriguez or Peter Jackson or Sam Raimi, all these guys, they picked up a camera, they went out and they just fucking made a movie. I had to sit in the uncomfortable feelings of having an unfinished project, and I thought about it and I thought about it. What was that in Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas? He puzzled and he puzzled and he puzzled some more. He puzzled until his puzzler was sore. My puzzler was so sore as I tried to think about what I could do, and the promise was enough to keep me going, even while I was distracted by other things. I just want to say that might not always be the case. There might be a project or a scenario where you never find a solution. It just so happens that wasn't my experience.
I did this interview with Brian Usna. He talks a lot about reverse engineering, having a really cool idea and then reverse engineering how it fits into the script.
This is a little embarrassing to share.
I was taking a shower just now,
and that's when I do some of my best thinking in the shower.
What would be required in order to make the original idea work is, it's not that it's impossible, but where I'm at in my life, it's improbable.
And when that happened, I screamed.
I don't have all the details yet, but it clicked.
Naked, wet, in the shower, I screamed at the top of my lungs.
And I went, ah! I was so overcome with emotion.
And I said something like nothing's gonna stop me.
This is not over. You know, something like that. It just came from deep within inside of me, that anger, that frustration, that need to make art and finish what I started and not, you know, give up.
I was just like burning hot with passion. And I suddenly realized I knew how to keep going.
You get these bursts of inspiration and then they just die down.
Sometimes you have an idea, but then you have to do math on the idea.
You second guess yourself. You don't feel the same spark, and I don't want to lose that.
You're looking to check to see if it's airtight. Like,
I want to keep it going.
Will this work?
There's Tristan, there's Chris, and there's Matt. Those are my 3 guys to work with.
So Wash Away, it does not exist. What if I start the story where Wash Away ends and I will tell an entirely new story around the old story?
You got to take the end of the movie at Rye Playland that I had always envisioned, and that's now the beginning.
Kind of.
Matt is going to go to Chris and interrogate him and beat him up, and something's bad is going to happen to Chris. I don't fucking know, but I won't know if I don't fucking try. If I don't find out, I gotta swing for the fences. There's nothing worse than living with regret. No day but today.
That's just how things work out sometimes.
And sorry. Didn't mean to scare you. She was pulling out. She didn't even fucking notice that I was there.
Matt had actually been the first person to shoot with my grandmother.
Thank you. We're gonna do another one in the future, hopefully.
Thank you for wanting me. You don't know what this means to me.
At the time, she was 90 years old in her second film, and he had done his cameo with her. They were supposed to be the 9 o'clock WIPX movie within the movie.
I can't begin to tell you how sorry I am about all this.
You fuck. You son of a bitch.
So the movie that my characters are watching features Matt, who's helping me. He's like my AD sort of kind of guy, and my grandmother doing her cameo. I started to think about that, and I thought, wait a minute. And then I was like, how can I connect that guy to my main character?
Matt is the pupil. He is the yoga student of Stanley, and he finds his master dead, and now he must find out why or how, and I don't have that part figured out yet.
I called up Matt, and of course he was on board because he went from being a cameo assistant director guy to being the star of the movie.
If you do everything in your power and it's out of your hands and you become powerless, being powerless is not the same as giving up, and I don't want to give up.
And slowly but surely, I started to reverse engineer a sequel story around the old story, or continuing the old story, kind of. And that's when Gouge Away was born.
I'm really tired and I should be going to bed.
We went out and we just started shooting these scenes. We had this skeletal work.
I'm not going to post about it publicly. I don't know what's going to happen with it. I don't know if this is going to work out.
They were sort of improv days.
It might blow up in my face.
I wrote a basic outline with Matt.
Never give up. Never surrender. You may not succeed, but if you didn't give up, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. It's late. What am I doing? I'm trying to give myself a big pep talk the night before we're supposed to reconvene shooting on this film. I feel like a guy who has nothing left to lose. I'm going to keep pushing forward. We'll see what happens. Tomorrow is a make or break day.
All right, we're back in business, getting ready to shoot.
I don't feel the intense pressure that I probably should feel. We're keeping it very loose. We're sort of going with our gut, making things up as we go along.
Perfect.
Hey, man.
Oh my God, this is so beautiful.
Feeling ready to shoot some crazy stuff. This is gonna be fun.
There's our star. Stanley is still in the film, no doubt about it, but we are shooting around Stanley. This is gonna work.
As Paris Mayhew says from the Cro-Mags, chaos magic. I like that a lot. It's chaos magic. We're gonna find some chaos magic tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it works. It definitely works.
I'm trying to psych myself up for this. Doesn't feel like a big epic shooting day of Romeo's Distress, or even that big epic weekend where we shot 18% of the footage. We're reconvening in a way that I couldn't have possibly imagined.
We've only squeezed off one shot, but we knew it was gonna take the most time to do. And then the fun part comes, we're just running around with a camera in hand, getting crazy chase footage.
You know, time and distance do change things. I've noticed that with a lot of stuff in my life. In fact, I think it's really part of the human experience. When you have enough time and distance from something, it doesn't resemble what it once was.
We don't know how the chase footage is going to make sense. The priority here is to shoot in locations that we want. We're not worried about how it's all going to cut together. I know it sounds stupid, but in this case, it's about grab as you go as fast as you can. You can't catch us because we're the filmmaking man. So here I am at the Galleria. We were trying to steal a shot of them running around the whole circumference of the food court. They're currently hiding out in the bathroom right now. I'm going to sit across at Burger King.
I have positioned myself in between a vending machine.
They're gonna basically only get to do half of a rotation instead of a full rotation, and then jam out the door.
I see Matt is walking towards me. I don't know why he did that, but the security guard is over there.
We stole the shot. It was not the shot I wanted. Is it usable? Yes, I think so. Matt went back in to see if the rent-a-cops had caught up to us, and they did. The sun is dipping, we're in the woods, there's mosquitoes, probably some poison ivy. Poor Christopher, who was really put through the mill today. He's got to get fake stabbed with a fake knife and spit out fake blood. I feel like a beet red tomato, sun bleached. Whatever you think looks dark enough is never dark enough, because we want it to read on the camera like a bruised peach leaking some juice, you know what I mean? I can't see the fucking ee-hee.
Here I was thinking we were getting that money shot.
This is my favorite part of any shoot. The part where I pour some sort of makeshift blood. In this case, it's ketchup. Bottoms up. Ready? Let me get some ketchup. It's better than Caro syrup, I would imagine. You got a lot in there? You want some more? That's good, I think. Just hold it in there, splish it around. It's not working the way I thought it was. Let's just shoot it. Fuck it, dog. I spent so much time talking about Wash Away publicly, and there was a healthy reason to do that. It motivates you to go and do stuff. You say you're going to do something, then you got to go do it. I could accept that the movie died the first time. I could not accept that the movie died a second time. And to do it publicly, I just couldn't handle it. See what it looks like. You know what? We're seeing too much is the problem. We want to see. Yeah, I got to move the camera here. There's nothing to talk about until there's a movie in the can. We'll take it a shooting day at a time and figure out the best way to crack the walnut, because there is a way to crack the walnut.
We were able to complete Romeo's Distress. We will complete Gouge Away.
Too much horror business driving late at night. Psycho 78. We did some more improv, and it involved dialogue, so it was an extra layer of complication. I was a little nervous when we were shooting at first because I wasn't sure if we were kind of shooting ourselves in the foot.
We got Bone Daddy in the house.
The guy that we shot with tonight is not a trained actor at all. It was his first time acting.
Brendan and I worked together at P.F. Chang's. I trained him to be a server, and I always knew that someday, because Brendan is such a quirky, unique soul, that we were going to get Brendan in a movie. With someone who's not traditionally an actor, you take what you love about them and then you lean into that in a fictional way. You can get magic.
Thank you.
This is like 2 years in the making almost.
It is. But I feel wonderful.
Not only was it his first time acting, but he was also doing improv, and he crushed it, man.
How you doing, Bone Daddy?
Yeah, it's good. I can't wait to finish it.
Me either.
Like, if we did have script pages typed up, we would have gotten everything done a lot faster. It's almost as if we were spilling endless amounts of footage just trying to get the right lines. And there just could have been a lot of unnecessary flubs had we had script pages in place.
Maybe it's the wrong thing to do, you know, shoot from the hip like this, but it's the only way that we're gonna get this movie done. We needed a guy for a shot. I called my friend, he was in class, literally drove down here. This is synergy, this is all synergy.
We had a pretty tight game plan. We knew where we wanted to go with the scene. We met twice, I think maybe even 3 times, to discuss everything. There were certain things that were not right, but I didn't stop to tweak. The more takes you shoot, the more stuff you have to wade through in post-production. It brings a lot of anxiety because you're looking for the perfect shots to complete the scene.
We're gonna get that beautiful magic, right? We're gonna get magic.
It's gonna be like fucking Magic Johnson.
Yeah, it's gonna be just like Magic Johnson, so we'll see you there.
Some people might say it's lazy, but the flip side of that is having too many choices can lead to a lot of procrastination and a lot of hemming and hawing when you're in post-production and trying to edit. With every single thing that we shoot, we're almost sort of reverse engineering something that was established, and that there's a scene waiting to be revealed within the footage, like a block of marble waiting to become a sculpture.
Uncle Elmo!
James, my boy! How's my favorite guy?
When I began working on my first feature film, Romeo's Distress, I knew Dave had to be involved.
What are you doing, Dave? I'm gonna be grandma.
Not only did he bring the character of Uncle Elmo to life, but he put on a wig.
Love to be a lady tonight.
And fake shemped the body of Grandma.
Whose are these?
Those are my grandparents.
Wow, those are your grandparents. Wow.
My grandfather was in World War II.
Grandmother was good looking.
Thanks.
Oh, I can't believe you're doing that.
Give me that shit. I can eat that shit.
Oh, no. Well, some of it is good.
No, you don't have to eat nothing.
If it's the squash, that's not bad.
One of the greatest tragedies is that Dave was not in more movies. As some sort of character actor, he would have owned that well.
Ah, yes. The first one. Always the sweetest.
Almost a year ago, Dave had fought tooth and nail as he clawed his way back up from the brink of death. I went to visit him at the hospital and was aghast at the sight that I saw.
You might know Dave because he wrote the insert for Horror Business.
It was now early afternoon and Dave's lunch came. He began worrying and fussing over something with the tray of hospital food. I told him that he needed to recover so that he could be in my next film, as we had previously discussed. that he needed to keep going and keep writing and being creative. I was just saying anything that I could to Dave to help him not focus on where he was. Dave was completely out of it. And despite his haze, what he said floored me when I told him he needed to keep going and keep writing and keep being creative. Dave's eyes were closed and he told me, I've been writing this whole time in my head. I've been writing. I never stopped.
That's ridiculous. How can meat make a machine?
When he was just lying in that bed by himself in his hospital room, he was just writing in his head. He didn't even have a pen or a paper. He was still thinking about stories in his crazy state of mind. Despite the betrayal from his own body during what had to have been some of his darkest days and lowest points, he never let that creative spark die.
That's impossible.
He never lost that optimism that he could get out of the hospital, let alone function autonomously and domestically in his own house. We made plans to come down to Jersey and shoot his scene for the new film, considering we were back at the same house and the part that I had in mind was so similar. We decided that he should just reprise his role of Uncle Elmo.
What is more important than love?
What's happening in this scene?
I'm here to have a brief as possible conversation with my dear uncle. There are some ulterior motives, trying to get in, get out, hello, goodbye, but it might not work out that way.
Not much has changed in 7 years, I'll tell you that much.
And that seemingly quixotic, misplaced optimism that told him he would come back from this actually allowed him to get out of the hospital alive.
Well, why don't you explain it? Glenn and Jerry asked you to write it?
Glenn did. Well, not so much asked me. We were like talking to Glenn,
right?
And then we agreed. I agreed that there were voices, and I we're talking about 40 years ago.
He was gonna make you do some yoga.
I hear him singing up there right now.
Yeah, he's
singing to himself in the shower.
And he knocked it out of the park, bringing the same passion and energy that he had previously.
Will you do some yoga poses for me? I know you'll do a yoga pose for your Uncle Elmo, right, Anthony?
It was the best possible way that I could have seen him for the last time without exactly knowing I was seeing him for the last time.
You're regaling him with stories.
Anthony, you know what I used to love? I used to love licking the salt off the pretzels. You don't lick yourself when you do yoga, do you? Now, I have a friend who has a dog who can lick his own. Wait a second, that's not that.
I was in complete shock that Dave died, truly. I'm not entirely surprised, but shocked nonetheless.
Dave had cancer. Dave was on his deathbed in the hospital.
And Stanley was a tall oak, standing high, his nuts hovering over you.
But the thing is, death always comes back, and that's what happened to Dave. Yesterday, death came back, but he came back in a much gentler way.
To me, you're worth more money than the whole world. You're worth $1 million, $1 zillion.
He was found peaceful with a smile on his face, and I just can't think of a better way to leave this world.
Everyone should be afforded the luxury, dreaming, and just never waking up.
Dave, unfortunately, never got to see the final product.
Being in that hospital was such an indignity, and him getting to a place where he could walk out of there on his own terms and be back in his house in his own terms was a miracle. Yesterday I met with Matt. We can see ahead to the end game. We have probably 5 or 6 days of shooting left, if all goes according to plan, apart from maybe little things.
And these are all the various props that we have used throughout the shoot over the last almost 3 years. And what I'm gonna do is, there's gonna be a green screen, that gouge away sign that comes over it, but I'm shooting the plate.
Part of the problem is I'm spread so thin doing so much stuff. I told myself, take a break from the YouTube, focus on the movie. But the YouTube is what's giving me any little monicum of money.
Spray the water bottle onto the page and it'll create an interesting effect that will probably splatter against the camera. All right, so the idea here is you have just come from meeting with Whiskers where he gave you that box. You're just sad, and it's just a sort of a tender scene.
It's not even just the shooting, it's the figuring out the story in this really backwards way, reverse engineering. In order to get to the end of the story, there's way more shit that needs to be shot. You know that statue where like, what's his face is like pointing fingers with God? You know, that big like fresca?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you're sprayed out like a Greek sort of thing like that, the way you are right now. And you're just relaxing. You're sort of decompressing after learning the truth. And I'm just gonna swing you. Check, check, check.
Let everything slip by. See if we can lock down a day. Fuck, what would I even shoot? I don't even know what to fucking shoot.
And
I'm feeling anxiety right now. I'm just thinking about the work ahead makes me feel anxiety, maybe. I don't know. But I don't feel good at this moment. I don't know. I can't explain it. The sooner I can get this edit done, the sooner I can write new pages, the sooner I can write new pages, the sooner I can start planning days. The sooner I can start planning days, the sooner I can shoot those days, the sooner I can shoot those days, the sooner I can edit those days, edit the movie, have my premiere at Genre Blast. Can it happen? I don't know. Schedule is tight. Partially my fault. We're gonna try their best. Woo! We are going to shoot a hallucination scene. Wouldn't be a micro-budget independent film without a hallucination scene, right? Student film 101. Because we're making the sequel to a movie that was never made in the first place, we find ourselves tying a lot of footage together with expositional phone conversations that get broken up by what had happened previously. So hopefully it keeps everything interesting instead of just seeing one person on the phone the whole time. On the phone, piece of information, cut to, yada, yada, yada. Slowly unraveling the mystery, stringing the audience along. Why is this happening? Shooting all these like little intercut things are just as important as the big set piece days. All of this is the glue that holds and binds everything together. And think of it as like spackle. This is a spackle day.
After today, what percentage would you say we're at? I think we're at about half.
That is.
We might just.
You might be right. We might have half of the movie. We might have half of the movie. He's not wrong, actually. If we use all the footage that was there.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, I cut together that kitchen scene, and that kitchen scene was barely 2 minutes.
Oh my God, it's so embarrassing.
Here's where we're really hurting. We don't have enough action scenes. We need some more stuff like that. We're not gonna be able to know until all of this stuff is stitched together.
We're just getting ready to shoot with Greg, getting himself all set up. He's on the phone talking. All right, let's see what Greg has in it. Go for it, Matt.
So there will be another scene with some violence where you're gonna confront Greg.
I'll kill you all. I'll kill your fucking mother and little baby brother.
That's very good, Uncle Greggy. Very good.
Fucking Greg Anderson died last night. Really fucking sad.
Unfortunately, Greg died of a massive heart attack on August 14th of 2022. And it was a shock.
And I only hope that he wasn't in pain. I hope it was quick and painless, and I hope that he's at peace.
Who is this? Oh, no, God, Jerry's gone. I'll get you, you son of a bitch. I'll get you. I'll get you right where you live.
But he had a good heart, sort of a lovable scoundrel-ish charm.
You're kind of young. Why do you want to die?
He looked like a run-down, haggard version of Harrison Ford, I always thought.
He had a tendency to call me like every day and usually multiple times a day. And so his absence was felt because I wasn't getting those calls anymore, You know, this movie was a good send-off for him. I think his scene was pretty good. He did well.
So you want to die, huh?
I don't know what other legacy he really has. And I know Jack is really shooken up. Jack was the one who gave me the news. I've known Greg since I was 19, 20 years old. It's been almost 16, 17 years I've known this guy. End of an era, really. So sad. So sorry.
Where is Lord Fungus?
Yeah, it's gonna come all over your face. Fuck her up. Sticky embrace.
I don't know if it would work.
We could try.
Let's try it right now.
But you better make peace with your God, because death is coming.
Where is Lord Fungus?
He's gonna come all over your face. So you better get ready for a sticky embrace.
He'll come out of the house, the scene, the whatever, covered in blood.
just to show how violent he is.
So this is kosher blood.
Totally kosher.
Fantastic.
All right, get ready. Close your eyes. Any last words?
Yes, only 3.
What? Oh,
It tastes good because it's grenadine.
oh shit! Oh, Matt, I'm sorry. Matt, I'm sorry. Hold on, I'm just sorry. Sorry, buddy. You need some seltzer? You look like fucking Ash, bro. Uncle Bert's paying for this. Can't be stingy with all the styrofoam. It's got to read on camera. All right, let me see you. I think you're pretty good. I'm glad you wore a white shirt.
No, I like to encounter as I encounter. See, I don't think I need this one. Sweet heat. That's what I want. How sweet is the heat? All right, bite-sized perfection. It happens to the best of us. And? Oh, it has like a regal tone to it, like a royal court would serve this. Shrimpy. Yeah, that is awful.
Why?
This tastes like sand fucked mud.
Mediocre.
Mediocre. Look at this fat fucking pickle. Look at me, I'm doing me. And this is just. That comes from lifting weights. Nuance of flavor. That's what I'm gonna buffalo the sandwich. Oh.
I didn't know that was a verb.
If this ends up being like a Sweet Baby Ray's situation, I'll be a happy camper.
Tell me a little bit about what inspired you to get all the sauces tonight.
You know, Jeff, I've never been one for the mundane. And I think that life is about variety, and if you have that many sauces presented to you, granted, we're not all Mr. Monopoly, but I mean, it's a pretty tough sell to say, I'm not gonna get everything.
Part of me realizes that it's not, I can't jinx the situation. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm so nervous. You know, the last like 4 days were super touch and go. On the 10th is the biggest shooting day of the shoot.
Oh my God, there's so much to fucking do.
I don't even know what we're doing on this day. Like I kind of know, I have an idea.
There's really not that much to do. It can be done. It's just a matter of
so little time and no resources. I've never been so broke in my life. And yet, for some reason, I'm happy.
Not having a job in place and all this stuff up in the air gives me great anxiety.
I'm about to spend money that I don't have on things because I'm banking on making it all work. I think I can make it all work. This chair is gonna be over here with the back face, and that's gonna be the Dr. Claw setup. Pickles is gonna be standing right here, and he's gonna be putting the mask on you. So even if things don't go as according to plan, it ultimately won't matter. I will make it fucking, I will do it. I will make it fucking happen. And then Pickles will, what's his face will spin around. Pickles is right here, which means we're gonna need this wall for his coverage, right? And then for you, it could literally just be, it could be right here actually, because it's gonna get messy, that's for sure. Let's add some yellow, because the yellow is kind of useless. So we already got some red. Well, we should put everything. Fuck it, let's just put everything in. So that covers 2 angles. Fucking love figuring this shit out, man. You just need people and talk about it and just figure it out. So I'm writing as I edit. So it's like, okay, so that has solved a problem. We never see this wall. I'm like literally in ecstasy when I do this shit. It's challenging, it's working my brain, and can't be a box. It has to be 2 sides. The rewards are seeing something that I was hoping would be come to life. And watching it manifest, it's just so wonderful, man. I'm just so happy to be making art that I love, creating. That is the best I could do. As John Hammond said in Jurassic Park, spare no expense. Ridiculous. It looks ridiculous. But we need an ending to this movie, and this is the best I could do. And I'm not giving up. It's high concept, low budget. You guys are talking about really high concept things that are supposed to capture the imagination.
Yeah.
Followed by a little gore. It's a humble finale. It's not a grand finale, it's a humble finale. Because we can't show that stuff, we don't have the money for it, but we want to tell you that that's the world that we live in, even if we can't show it. All the doors and windows have been boarded up. I feel like I'm once again in Night of the Living Dead here. It's midnight. I should really just go upstairs and get into bed. There's like a billion more things I could do. Oh, I forgot to pre-order the pizzas. Axe throwing.
I hope this works. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I believe that it's gonna work. I'm hoping that it's gonna work, and I'm gonna do my best to make it work. And that's all that I can do. It's 1:30 in the morning, and after I signed off, I tore the set apart and went upstairs and tried to do this instead. I saw something as I was brushing my teeth, and I was like, this is the right angle right here. Something about this long wall, I figured I could use it better to my advantage. I felt like the set downstairs is too flat, and I just can't figure anything out. I can only stretch myself so thin, and I just don't know what else to fucking do. I really thought I could get the lighting together. I don't feel confident about the set downstairs. I don't. At least here I have the opportunity to do a different style. I think the best thing to do is just decompress in bed now. I can't make heads or tails of this anymore. I'm gonna have to wake up in the morning and try again. I feel more versatile, at least. Like, I don't know, man, I'm not ready for this. It's gonna be a tough day tomorrow. All right, good night. Now they say something like wear life like a loose garment. I really love this philosophy. People will be here hopefully in 15 minutes. I really can't do anything else until I have actors. It's too fluid to tell. I won't know until we're in the space looking. I need to see with the lens. My son named the villain. He came up with the name Lord Fungus, and I decided to use that as the name for the big bad. We're testing this out, and here we have...
Clint Eastwood played Grimace.
If Clint Eastwood played Grimace. Okay, let me see your hands. Sit down. Yeah, you can't even see where you're going. I'm just pushing you. And then what would happen is, you take the knife, and you could just... Getting a lube facial, I guess. I don't really see any difference. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in the light, that's good.
How does your face feel?
It's cold.
But is it nice cold or bad?
No, it's nice. It's like when you go into the water. It's like jarring at first. And then you settle right into it.
What did Danny DeVito say in It's Always Sunny? Clean. Everything's gotta be clean. I think we're just gonna have to get in there with the hands. Jack, your eyes at all times need to be facing the ceiling.
The challenges were great. I think the hours were long.
Stare directly up at the ceiling, not with your eyebrows, just with your eyes.
For me also, the second day being covered in stuff.
You just came out of the puffy suit.
Petroleum jelly and...
Is your face still covered in Vaseline?
It is.
Yeah, it's gotta be. We're gonna have to apply a fresh coat. Open your mouth. Tristan, drop those drops in.
The biggest thing, I will never forget the taste of Alka-Seltzer and food coloring.
1, 2, 3. Sorry, he's got a bunch of them. Okay, swirl it around your mouth, Jack, first. Don't swallow. I know it's disgusting. All right, pop them in there. Hold them in your mouth. Do you feel the fizz? Mm-hmm. Okay, hold it as long as you can.
I think holding the Alka-Seltzer and then the food coloring.
Pretend like you're coming out of your mouth. Erupt in pleasure when you feel that there's enough foam in there. Remember, we do not want to do this again.
Both are gross on their own.
Yeah, you close your mouth and then it just starts to blow up and it's like you feel your mouth just starts like you're like a puffer fish.
There you go. That's great. That's great. Let it all out. Do not blink your eyes. Roll your eyes more to the back of your head. Cross your eyes. Can you cross them? That's it. Vibrate. Vibrate. Get the other Alka-Seltzer.
The Alka-Seltzer and the combination of the food coloring, it just is not the most pleasing taste-wise.
You might need a little liquid to help it,
Good point.
you know, foam up or whatever.
Put some of that in one of the cups.
But we got the shot. We got the shot and it worked.
Pain is temporary, foam is forever. Ready, and
I've never had food coloring on its own.
It's not quite green, that's the only thing.
hit the food dye. Hit the food dye.
And it really tastes disgusting.
Hit it.
I don't know.
Hit it. Oh, Tristan, the MVP right there. Use your tongue. Use your tongue. There you go. There you go. Oh, with the tongue. Yes. 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 That's it. Keep doing that. Do not stop. You fucking did it, you beast. You genius. And I'm spent. You guys both are into wrestling and stuff. So do some like, I don't know, some chops or some fucking...
What he was gonna do.
We're not gonna know until we do it in the States.
Shove, 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 punch, punch, punch. Take down with the headlock. And then no, don't do it or whatever. And then you can see the eyes being gouged out.
As you can see, we're in what used to be the dining room area and is now going to get really messy. We're just wishing you well, saying goodnight as requested. We're just knee deep in the middle of it, trying to make it all work.
Love you guys. Miss you, kids. Behave for mama. I promise this will all be cleaned up by the time we get home. You also throw up. Make some nice chunky chunks. You got no problem eating oatmeal? Looking very vomity. Probably oatmeal and food coloring. There we go. Oh, perfect. Making bodily secretions is a chemistry. This is your throw up. It's not so bad.
No, it's fine. It's, what is it? Oatmeal, chocolate, and what else you put in?
Oatmeal, chocolate, toasted Cheez-Its, and a little chocolate sauce. Oh, and applesauce. There you go. All right. Well, don't eat all the throw up.
Yeah.
Could you get a pillow? Because I'm literally dying right now. Just for my head. And two, if you could just like repeatedly hammer me in the nuts. Just like over and over again until I see stars. Yeah, just get some paper towels and put on my dick.
What's the purpose of that?
What,
Well,
paper
I mean,
towels?
it's gonna get all over.
Oh, gotcha. Oh,
I mean, you know, I'm realizing now that I could literally mitigate the disaster.
Oh my God, that's it. Okay, wait.
It didn't
explode.
Yeah, I think you gotta put a little water in the puke. Give it a better spray effect.
Do it. Oh, yeah, that's it. He feels good about that. Ready? I got on my head for it. That's okay.
At least it wasn't like your.
Everybody else takes their fucking licks. You know, I could at least get thrown up on a little bit. Perfect. It's perfect.
Sounded just right.
Yeah, that looked good.
Yeah,
or looked better.
Way harder than that.
Yeah.
When he punches you, you have to fly back. That could send us into a fight for sure. Okay, we are 2 shots from being done tonight. Things didn't go exactly as according to plan, but doing the best we can. No, but what will happen is, and then with the folds, you can lift the worm out. Where's the worm?
Right here in my hand.
All right. This is gonna get fucking weird. Put the worm in there.
What color do you want coming out first?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
There she is. Do not move. We gotta roll on this. It's my big dick and I wanna fuck.
It's so red though for some reason. I mean, it's crazy.
Color science.
You don't want both hands?
I just imagine like this fucking...
Like Predator.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, Predator,
yeah.
basically. Remember, take your time. Take your time. And... action! It's almost 5 o'clock in the morning. I just got back from driving Jack to Brooklyn. Tonight, we dined in hell. This worm, part of the hunt, and we are the hunters. I've been up for 23 hours.
Yeah, it was a good one. I had Easter. Do you like the red side or the blue side more?
This is good. This is really good.
It actually is pretty good, right?
It's pretty good. I trusted in the Force. The Force trusted in me. It wasn't, perfect.
Surprisingly, ate a lot of it.
Yeah. You must be full. Not much is. For something that was literally fly by the seat of your pants, not even sure if we're gonna fucking make it, I'd say I'm pretty fucking lucky. Oh, this is sticky. One more day. And it was the hardest shooting day I have ever experienced in my entire life. You see my bald spot? Is that a bald spot, bro? Oh, fuck me. I just tried to recognize that this thing could be taken from me at any moment. Final morning on the final day. We're leaving unnecessarily early, and I've tried to keep a humble perspective in regards to not taking anything for granted and assuming anything is given. Everything has to be worked for and earned, even if it's the last day. It was not going to go quietly into the night. We had to fight for that last day. And it's a nice overcast day. Not supposed to get rain. If it looks like rain, prepare for rain anyway. That whole day was like a cascading set of the worst kind of Murphy's Law you could imagine. So I'm gonna go get some trash bags for the camera. Better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them. We're supposed to start at 9:30. We drive to the location. Okay, so we're ready to start our day. We parked the car, and just as I finished my parallel parking job, boom. Oh! Flat tire, baby. We haven't even shot a stitch of footage. We're supposed to be in Brooklyn and Prospect Park later today. I don't know how we're gonna do that on a donut. We're gonna have to call Jacob and see if he can come up to Sunnyside, Queens. AAA is on the way. And here's the thing that I've learned in these incredibly stressful situations: just stay calm. When you realize that if it's out of your control, you have to let it go and focus on what needs to get done. I can't stress about that stuff or everything is gonna stop, and be malleable like water. So that's what we're doing. We are so lucky the tow guy is here. Came right when he said he was gonna come. So there's our culprit, a piece of metal. Slashed it. We had a slow leak, and the slow leak was going to eventually make us go completely flat, and we parked the car before the slow leak went flat. That's what happened. Which means that we caught the flat on the way to the location in Queens. Just when we get the tire fixed, it starts to rain. The weather app lied. All hail Murphy's Law. You can't shoot with umbrellas, man. Trying to get the lines, trying to get everything, the sound of the rain. Any other time I would welcome the rain. While we were waiting for the AAA guy, I was considering just shooting the scene right here and just making whatever our surroundings work the way that they need to work. But had I done that, we might be in the middle of shooting the scene while it started raining. You could sit there and go, poor me, why is this happening? Or you can curse the fates and say, fuck you, it looks like it's letting up. You can get angry, or you could try to find meaning in the meaningless. It's a choice. It felt like we were running as the ground behind us was collapsing. Like, you know, you see in every movie. Every step that we take, the ground falls away.
Something told me.
We get caught in a monsoon, man. And if it wasn't for this bar owner who was like, hey, you guys look really hot, because it was hot outside before it started raining. It's like, you want to come and shoot in here? Like, blah, blah, blah. You could, you know, go as long as no one comes out. Really nice guy. So we took him up on that. We decided to shoot the scene under the roof.
But I confronted them about it. I saw a side of salmon.
I've been watering my grass every day because we haven't had rain for 2 weeks. And I've been complaining to everybody I speak to, I wish it would rain. And in the moment we start rolling sound on the most challenging scene, how lucky are we that we're underneath this awning? Because we could have been out there, you guys. This is luck. This is not misfortune. This is fortune. I'm so glad you kept pushing for it. And I was like, I don't know. I'm so glad we did this. I feel like Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump. On the ship, he says, is this the best you've done? This is a day of chaos. Look at where we were just shooting. It has been a touch and go process for over a year. I told myself, I said, you can talk about this once the movie is in the can. And I am here today to tell you that second film is complete. I finished the movie. Bad frame for Jeff's giant head. We have just finished wrapping on a film we started making 2.5 years ago. It was emotional, man. When we rolled that final scene, when I knew, when we reached the end of the day, it started with the four of us and it ended with the four of us. Anything is possible. Never give up. Keep going. I just felt such a sense of peace and like happiness. And it all culminated with going to back up the footage on the final day of shooting. The friggin' computer won't charge. I guess the scariest part after the shooting day is driving home with the only copy of the footage and then having to back it up. I am moments away from the computer dying. Once there's 2 copies, I can sleep. Don't go to sleep without backing up the footage. I don't know what else to do. I mean, I could try and order another cable. Actually, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna order another cable. This is fucked, man. This is fucked. So what have I been up to? Well, I have been toiling away nonstop, basically putting a feature-length film together for its world premiere. Honestly, it's an honor to not only be at Genre Blast, but to have my movie play at midnight on Saturday, which is, for my whole life, I just wanted to make a midnight-style movie, and my movie is literally playing at midnight.
Seeing something in a theater is unmatched by seeing it at home.
Nathan is the type of guy who, he's a very inclusive dude. Like he really fosters community, that's my favorite part. I like inclusivity. I don't like exclusivity. I think it sucks.
I like to get people involved. If I'm going to invite somebody to a festival, my ulterior motive for Genre Blast is just to get people to come out and hang out. That's it.
I'm absolutely exhausted. I've been up for 36 hours. I can't tell you the last time I stayed up this long. I spent 6 days mixing the movie, 36 hours in the final mix. It was really kind of a rush job. I didn't have enough time to really sit with the mix. That could take a whole month, 2 months, 3 months. Lots of testing. The genre blast cut is done. I just spent the last 24 hours regrading the movie because the grade got deleted when I migrated computers, trying to get an export for the Genre Blast Film Festival. What an ordeal. Still so much that can go wrong. I don't know if the grade is gonna hold up. I don't know what it's gonna look like. It's probably gonna be garbage. I might have missed a thing or two. There might be some awkward transitions and things. I'll have to go back and fix it. Too fast, asshole, too fast. Jack is picking me up in the morning. Tell him he's going too fast, Jordan.
Is there blood hole debt? What? Yeah, blood hole debt. Is that, I know you're there. I hear it something in the background.
My butthole is a dungeon of pain. It's so weird to think that Jack and I made Gouge Away in 2005.
Am I in the shot?
Yep. Yeah, it was interesting how it all came full circle, because the first short film was called Gouge Away, and then this was called Gouge Away.
And it's playing at the Alamo Draft House. What's up, buddy?
You won't believe what happened.
What happened?
A pack of bears saved my life.
Really?
Yep.
Today is the premiere of Gouge Away, the world premiere of my movie.
This movie did not exist 6 weeks ago.
We did it.
You're a dirty piece of shit, that's what you are. Your mother gave birth to a piece of shit, and your father gave birth to a, well, he didn't give birth, but he had a piece of shit. I know what you are. You're nothing. You're a nothing dude.
This is our Genre Blast Forever Award. It's my favorite award. This is basically the Spirit of Best Spirit Genre Blast Award. This is an important award. This is very important. This is someone, not just the film, but the person supports Genre Blast, is there for Genre Blast, but is also a fantastic filmmaker and just fucking hustles when it comes time to make a movie. And I can't think of a better person, a better film this year. If you get this award, then
And even though I couldn't see it materialized, I just had to believe that it was going to happen. And tonight at midnight, it is going to happen.
Somebody tried to hide a bloody tampon. Or maybe that's the wrong word, tampon. Tampon. What do you call those things? Like they jam them in the sharks, like in Jaws. What do you call those things? A bloody what are those things?
that's a harpoon. Jeff was here last year, and we basically had a conversation. He said, I don't know if I can finish my feature. And I said, if you can finish this film, you can get it into us and let us take a look at it. We'll play it. And he finished it just in time for the fest, a finished film. And it fucking blew everybody away.
And I'm reflecting right now back to that video that I watched. I felt tenacity shoot through my veins of like, I'm not done. Maybe I screamed it to God. I don't know. And told myself that I was gonna do it somehow, some way. And that I keep my promise that I would finish what I started. Not for me. I made this movie for one person and one person alone. But for the Jeff from 2018, who set out to do this for that guy. This is for you, Jeff.
Next year is 2020, and this thing has been languishing. It's time to make this movie.
It's one of the most profound lessons of my life. This journey. It's, The universe is unraveling in a way that you were not anticipating, and you just have to go with the flow. It's unbelievable.
And then you look at the big picture of it all and you go, oh, like that was just a hiccup in the road. And like, I need to like zoom out and remember what the big thing is, not worry about these tiny little obstacles.
But if you stay the course and you stay dedicated, things may not turn out the way that you pictured them, but they very well could turn out.
It's like this quest, not for perfection. I know it'll never be perfect, but I want to be better than I was previously. It's the spark. It's the creative spark. I love it. I cherish it. It's one of my most valuable possessions in life.
I feel like I can do anything I put my mind to.
There are some of us, I feel, our hunger is unquenchable.
It's funny because I look at the sense of accomplishment, but I already start to feel the itch for more.
All right, welcome to the rehearsal for My Shadow Draft 2.
I feel like my life force is tied to it.
Let us begin.
Interior, Robert's Hovel, night.
You reach the top of the mountain and you look up and there's another mountain, even higher. But may there always be another mountain, because as long as there's another mountain, you are living and doing and experiencing, and yeah.
Daddy, I